So it says, although God does not forgive, his love is nevertheless the basis of forgiveness. And look at that. Fear condemns, love forgives. So anytime we come from those judgmental thoughts or those fearful thoughts or those attack thoughts, just remember what we do is kind of close off this infinite love. Now, you might say, well, I do that all the time. Aren't I terrible? Where we kind of compound the anger and the fear with a little more anger and fear towards ourselves. That's why it says, stop. You don't have to figure out how to do this. It is not through you that forgiveness takes place. Who does it take place through? God's love. So God is the love in which I love myself. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the love in which I forgive you. God is the love in which I forgive myself. So you don't know how to get there. I don't know how to get there. Mary, you don't know how to get there. As long as we, and the Course is telling us, as long as we believe that we are not one with God, that we believe we walk this world as a body, that we believe that we are limited, we don't know how to get there. And our knowing is not necessary, but our willingness is. So we must be willing to say, okay, I may not know how to get there, but I do know that you know. I don't know, have you ever had your computer break down? Okay. Have you ever thought, I need to get somebody to fix this computer because I don't know how to do it? Okay. But you know what I know? When I get the guy who knows what he's doing, I don't need to know how he's doing it to know he does it, right? So I just get the guy who knows what he's doing to fix it for me. And then I take my computer home and I'm so happy that, what's his name over in Fullerton? Tom. I love Tom. He always fixes it. He does a great job. He always fixes my computer. I've got my what do you call it when you the virus protector in there. He cleans my drives. I mean, I'm just so thrilled when I take my computer home and it works. And you know what? I don't need to know. I don't need to know. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. So to me, what this is saying is, I don't need to know how God works to know that he works. I know that he works. I know that his love works, and that's what I need to focus on. That's why this whole section we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks is the power of holiness. Remember, it says you try to sit there and go, well, how does this work? We're trying to figure out how God works. You don't have to know how God works to know that he works. You don't have to figure out what is love to know that love works. We've all experienced it. We've all felt that infinite love. You know, do you have to say to a baby who makes you feel so much love, how come you make me feel so much love? Can you explain that to me? But for some reason, a little baby, when you hold them, just makes you feel pretty good, don't they? Or how about your little dog? Do we all have dogs or animals? When you hold them, they just make you feel good, don't they? Do you have to go to them? Now, why do you make me feel so good? Why do you, we don't need to know that, to know that it does. So at some level, something inside of us does know, doesn't it? Something inside of us knows. And to me, that's that knowing, that's that love, that's that truth. So what it says is just recognize that what blocks you from that is anything that makes you feel separate from your brother or separate from that sense of peace about yourself. When you are mad, when you are angry, when you are judgmental, do you feel good? Oh, that just feels so good to sit in that stew pot. No, it doesn't. So what it's saying is, when you look at that line, that second paragraph, second line, fear condemns, love forgives. So when we sit in this anger, when we sit in this judgment, you say, well, I still have to think these things through. Okay, but let's think them through without fear. Let's think them through without anger. You can still think through the situations you've got to think through without being angry about it. I know that. I know that about it for you because I know that about it for myself. I've had circumstances and situations in my life where I know I have got to figure this situation out, but I'm angry about the person who brings it to me. You know, it's like killing the messenger who brings it to you. Or the circumstance or the situation, maybe they're not as pleasant as I'd like them to be, so I'm angry about it. What I need to do is step back from my anger, step back from my fear, step back from my judgment. I hate going to the tax accountant. You know, I'm going to have my taxes done, and I don't like going there. And I always have to use God is the love in which I forgive you, tax person, because, you know, I have misplaced my judgment on my tax guy at times. But I'm better at it than I used to be. How about attorneys? I bet you people come to you and they're not happy with you. I know it, because I say it because of you guys that are here, that you might have people that come to you, they don't want to see you. you know? And maybe you have people you have to deal with. You don't like dealing with them. And yet you have to deal with them, so take the anger out of it. You can still do the situation or the circumstance or in business without the anger being there. So, as it says here, fear condemns. When I buy into my fear, my judgments, my past perceptions brought into future projections, fear condemns, but love forgives.